Trump's presentation of the Paris Climate Agreement was nothing less than genius. Trump was able to spin the information so that it was congruent with what his base supporters would easily believe if they had absolutely no idea what the agreement was supposed to be about. In fact, I think they probably didn't. He was so brilliant at producing the propaganda that I wouldn't really be surprised if he was able to sway a few million of his non-supporters along the way. I mean, just for this particular issue. Trump pulled us from the Paris Agreement, citing the fact that even if every single nation fulfilled their part, the decrease in global warming would be minimal. But here's the catch. The Paris Agreement was not written to reduce global temperatures. That's not what it was for. It was created to hold the current global warming level at 2 degrees. In this agreement, even with all the nations involved and everyone doing their part, catastrophic consequences in many areas of the world would be expected to continue anyway and possibly increase terribly. For certain areas of our world, it's too late. The damage has been done. The destruction and impact on humans has already started. In his Rose Garden speech to the leaders of the world, he actually falsely quoted that India could double their coal production and that the US would have to be forced to stop theirs. That's categorically completely false. His claim that China would be getting a better deal, that's also false. You see, there is no deal. Countries are not bound by the rules of the Paris Climate Agreement. It's actually a voluntary promise for nations to unite against climate change. 194 other countries were eager to join the agreement because it's not a binding contract and each country is allowed to autonomously choose how they fill their commitment. It's like a promise to do better. Each country chooses their own individualized steps that they want to take to pursue the goal of less pollution. Each country can do it however they want to do it. There's no consequences for breaking the agreement. It's all voluntary. Trump mentioned that the US withdrawal will not impact the overall numbers. This is absolutely and completely false. As the number 2 largest polluter in the entire world, our departure, according to climate studies, will make it impossible to contain the target temperature at 2 degrees. We are an essential part of the success of halting global warming for our planet. So essentially, Trump has fooled the American people by completely twisting and being untruthful about what the agreement was to begin with. Pulling out is so entirely ludicrous that some people actually believe that Trump just doesn't know what the agreement was supposed to be about in the first place, or they think maybe he didn't read it or didn't understand it. This was made embarrassingly apparent when Trump publicly cited an MIT study in an attempt to disprove global warming altogether, only to have the co-author of the study go public saying that Trump had grossly misunderstood the research that he had done, which was actually promoting climate change as a huge issue. And there are no leaders that are going to renegotiate the agreement. It's just not going to happen. But not to worry, other nations are already committed, incredibly committed, and lining up to take over the United States position as leader.